Hey guys, welcome back to Startup Central. Today we're going to be discussing how to get qualified for airdrops in the Cosmos ecosystem. So we have not explored this in this channel before. It is there. You probably have gotten some airdrops with Dymension if you have been following these videos, but you probably got that because of your activities in Solana, not because of the activities you got on Cosmos. So in this video, there's a ton of airdrops coming in the following months in the Cosmos ecosystem, and I want to talk about that so you don't miss them out. And it's going to be really, really easy to qualify because all you have to do is one single task and then you will be qualified. So if that is something that you are interested in, like this video and let's get started. Okay guys, so I'm going to be showing you my browser so I can explain. But before, what is Cosmos? Cosmos is an ecosystem of blockchains that is held together by one that is called Cosmos and that uses a token that is Atom. Now, this is not entirely factual. It is a little bit different than that because these blockchains are a little bit separate from each other, but they are all interconnected through something called the IBC, which is a language, common language, for exchanging information, sending communications between one and the other sub-blockchains, or, they're not sub-blockchains, but they're blockchains. It is kind of confusing, but basically there are a lot of independent blockchains connected together through IBC. That's what you need to know. And through IBC, you can actually bridge tokens really easily, send messages from one chain to the other. And that is all within that Cosmos ecosystem, which is separate completely, like from Solana or the Ethereum and its L2s. And it's a little bit like Polkadot and its subchains. So if you have been familiarized with those others, then you all will feel right at home. Actually, it's easier to transact in Cosmos than in Polkadot. And we're going to be doing a Polkadot somewhere else in time. But today we're going to be focusing on Cosmos, and I want to show you what you need to do to start earning tokens. And that's basically staking, guys. So I'm going to show you how to pick a token to stake, where you can stake it, how to choose a validator, and what can you expect out of those staking tasks that we're going to be doing. And by you doing that, automatically, guys, and that is the cool thing about Cosmos, you will be getting tokens. So you don't need to do all those transactions and spending gas fees like Ethereum and its L2s and trying to get more points like with MarginFi and all those Solana things. Just stake, earn a yield, and while you're sleeping, like this promise in all the financial ads you see everywhere else, you sleep and suddenly you get airdrop some cool tokens. And I'm going to show you now my browser so we can follow along. So this is the Keplr dashboard. Now, first things first, guys, if you're new to Cosmos, you will have to need to install a wallet that could be Keplr or Leap. Now, Leap is cool because you can actually find some airdrops there, but it is not as handy as this Keplr dashboard. This Keplr dashboard comes with the Keplr wallet. So once you install the Keplr wallet, and of course you get your seed phrases and you get them written down elsewhere, you can start using it. I'm going to leave the link in the description of this video. So once you have that wallet installed, you can get really easily to this dashboard. Now here is like the main page where you can see everything Cosmos. And I'm going to show you how to use it. So we are in the dashboard. The dashboard will show you what you have in terms of Cosmos tokens. So again, I mentioned each chain has its own token, and although they are interconnected, they work as separate chains. Sometimes chains will work as protocols or dApps in Cosmos, like Osmosis, but they will add up together to an incredible amount of functionality. So as you can see here, I've got a decent amount of Osmosis. So you can see what I have in terms of each chain, of each token. You can see them in a different way over here. And you see that I have $22 available. Now, how did I get this $22? So either I didn't stake everything or I got interest paid out of this staking activities. Now, one important thing I want to explain, guys, and I'm going to explain this in other videos, especially when talking about staking in Solana, is that staking is not lending. What is the difference? Lending, you get your risk from the other person, the counterparty, not paying what you lend. So they are borrowing your tokens, and if they don't pay, then you will lose your tokens. Some protocols like MarginFi will kind of try to make it safer, because if their tokens, their collateral goes down because of, let's say, a bear trend, they will liquidate these people and use the liquidation to pay you. But if the movements are smooth and we go down, let's say 10%, the risk is minimum. But when we enter the bear trend, and that will come eventually, guys, liquidations are aplenty. And if that happens, you do not want to have your money lent in those protocols. Now, staking is a whole different animal, because if you stake, where does your risk come from? From the place you are staking in, and those are called validators. Now, validators, what they do is they validate transactions in the blockchain. So they help the blockchain perform in the way it should be performed, and they are rewarded for doing that. Out of that reward, they pay you the most amount of tokens. Let's say sometimes they keep 5%, they keep 10%, or even all the way up to 30%, which I think it's excessive. And you help the validators help the blockchain, and we all get compensated. Now, the compensation you get is, I mean, it's fine. It's not life-changing. I mean, you could get an APY of somewhere between 7, in the case of Cosmos, 7 to 14%, 30% in the case of Evmos, but Evmos, it's a bit more volatile. When I started investing in Evmos, one Evmos was $1, which was at the top of the previous cycle. Now it's worth around 8 cents. So basically, I didn't lose 90% of my money because I have not sold those Evmos, and I'm waiting for the top of this bull trend to try to get those Evmos back. But back then, the rewards were around 1,000%. So that is why, as in the US dollar, the more you print of that currency, the more it gets devalued. So as you know, the US government has been printing a lot of US dollars lately. And you know what will happen to the US dollar? The same thing that happened with Evmos, which is one of the tokens and the chains in the Cosmos ecosystem. Now, okay, we have explored the dashboard. Basically, you can, this is another way to see what you have in terms of this token. So I have a little bit less than 1 atom left. The other ones have been staken. And same thing, you can see how many Evmos and how many Osmo I have. Now, don't get confused if you have never heard about this tokens. You probably have heard about Atom and Tia, and those are some of the principal ones that you might want to stake. In the case of staking, you can get here, and it's going to allow you to select which chain you want to stake in. Now, it will show you the chains on a descending way, depending on how many tokens you have left. And those are valued in US dollars. So I have $8 left in Atom, 7 in Celestia, 4 in Osmosis, and so on. And then you can see all the ones that are basically 0. Now, let me tell you, if you have been using this Cosmos chain, right now Bostrom is doing an airdrop. So I'm going to show you in this video how to claim Bostrom if you have not done that. And by seeing this, you will also learn how to get those airdrops and how to claim them. So again, I can select just any of these chains. So let's pick Atom, and I'm going to select a validator to start staking and start earning those rewards and potentially getting those airdrops. Now, as you can see, there are tons of validators. And how do you pick one? Okay, so there's a number of criteria. One of them is that you want to pick one of the, you want to help decentralize. So you would not pick Coinbase custody because it is really centralized. They own the largest amount of atoms staked, and you don't want to help centralize, you want to help decentralize. Now, you might say, well, Coinbase is kind of a secure place to bet. Yes, but they will take 20% commission, which is really high. Plus, most airdrops will not give you anything of their airdrop if you are staking with a centralized exchange. So you don't want to stake with Coinbase, you don't want to stake with Binance and all those other ones you already know about. So I could go down here and try to, all nodes, they don't take any commission out of your interest. So that could be a good option. but I'm going to show you because there's another criteria. So Prism, in this case, they are doing another airdrop. So by you choosing Prism, you're getting Prism airdrop, plus you might be getting other airdrops just because you're staking Atom. So I'm going to go ahead and click on, of course, they charge 7.5% when you have other options where they will charge like Imperator 1%. But since I want to get that airdrop, and they might be getting part of that airdrop from this, from the percentage they take out of your staking, they're going to be returning it and with a lot more APY. So I'm going to go ahead and click stake, and it's going to ask me how many Atom I want to stake. So as per usual, I don't want to stake everything because I want to leave a little bit of Atom for gas, for voting and all that other things that I'm going to talk about in this video. So I'm going to stake 0.4, and I'm not advising you to stake just 0.4, and I'm going to tell you the amounts you need to contemplate because those airdrops will airdrop you depending on the amount of tokens you have staked. So I'm going to click on stake. It's going to open my Keplr wallet, so not my MetaMask wallet, and it's going to charge me 0.02 Atom, so that is 19 cents of a dollar to approve the transaction. And I think it's congested because usually it's not that expensive. For some reason, I'm having to pay that much during the time I'm staking this video. So I have already staken in this validator. Again, by choosing this validator, I'm going to get 2 for 1. I'm going to get the Prism airdrop, and I'm going to get all the other airdrops that are going to be airdropping to Atom stakers. Now, that is for Atom. If you want to do the same thing for Celestia, then all you have to do is pick Celestia, select a validator. Like in the case of Celestia, there's another one that is airdropping, which is Panther. Let me find that for you. Okay, no, I think Panther is for injective, but you also have the ability of staking in Prism. And if you're staking Celestia, which is a more sought after token, then they will only charge you 5% as opposed to what they're charging on Atom. And then you pick this and just click on stake, and you tell them how many TIA you want to stake. So I could actually write, again, I'm not going to stake TIA because I want to leave some TIA for other type of staking. So now I've already shown you how to stake. You can always click here and you will claim your rewards. And that if you're in the main dashboard, it will claim all the interest that you're getting from different tokens. Now, there are a ton of chains. How do you pick the tokens you want to stake? Number one, guys, Celestia. Celestia is a chain that helps other chains come to reality. So all those other chains that are starting to be created or that are already in their way to mainnet will normally airdrop to Celestia stakers. So that's the token that gets the most rewards when just staking in any of these validators. So I would choose Celestia first, but the downside is that Celestia is very expensive because all the people that know about this, all of them want to use Celestia. So the more people that buy and stake Celestia, the higher the price of Celestia that goes. So what is the criteria? You want to have around $150 and $200 worth of the token you're going to be staking. So if you can only choose one, probably Celestia would be a good pick because that will qualify you for the largest amount of airdrops. Now, most times airdrops will allow you to earn if you have staken in 3 different tokens: Celestia, Atom, and Osmosis. But sometimes if they're airdropping to the 3 of them, they will say 50% of our airdrop will go to Celestia, and then probably 10% to Osmosis, and maybe 15% to Atom, and the rest to different criteria. So I would not skip, if I was able to, I would not skip Cosmos, because Cosmos, it is, as I was explaining, the main, the thread that weaves all of Cosmos together. And they're trying to find their utility, but still it is important to consider this, and you will be getting more of the airdrop. And again, we just did that. We chose Prism. As you can see in Celestia, I have chosen Prism. And if you go to Injective, probably I have chosen Black Panther because they also are going to be airdropping. So this is, again, one of those 2-in-1 token staking opportunities I'm going to be getting for choosing Black Panther as a validator. but I'm also going to be getting all the airdrops that will airdrop to Injective. So Injective would be my fourth pick. Now, some less and less, but some of those other new chains will drop to FMOS less and less. Their APR has already gone down to 10%. It started at 1,000%. But that, of course, devalued the price of the token all the way to 8 cents where it is right now. And if you're buying at 8 cents, I mean, it's cool. There are no stake drop validators, so you could choose each one, anyone that you would like to validate to. So that's what you need to know about staking. Now, there's another important thing you need to take into account when you are trying to get airdrops in the Cosmos ecosystem, and that is governance. Now, governance is basically voting for proposals. The main, say the largest or the fastest horse, which is Celestia, normally they don't have many proposals. So if you go here and click governance, there is going to be no proposals. I have not seen proposals for Celestia in a long time. But if you go to Atom, for example, to Cosmos Hub, there usually are some, if you click on governance, there are some pending voting thingies. So here I could actually, this is still open. And of course, there are some airdrops that have been assigned because you voted for this. That is the exclusive criteria. So I'm going to click here on voting. And of course, you need to have some Atom left to vote. If you have already staken all of them, then two things will happen. You will not be able to vote. And if you want to unstake, then you will not have gas to unstake. So always, guys, make sure you leave some of those tokens in order to do these transactions. So now you have to read what you're voting for. In this case, there's two easy ways to make your decision. If the majority of people are voting yes, normally that could indicate that you should vote for yes. But what I like to do is go down here and see what validators are discussing about this. And so Stakesito, and shout out to Stakesito. I love your videos. He said yes, and this is why he is saying yes. So that gives me a reason to vote for yes. And if you're saying the majority of validators saying yes, they are interested in keeping the chain safe. So rarely they would validate in the opposite interest of the chain. So now I know that I want to say yes. If you are more technical, you can always read. Some of these are really interesting. Some of these are boring and you need to be a developer to understand. But I already know that I want to vote yes. And there are 4 options: yes, no, no with veto, and abstain. So if you know what you're doing and you are unsure, you can click on abstain, and that will count your voting status. You could actually just click no with veto. And so that's like a definite no. And I don't want to discuss this further. That is kind of risky unless all validators are saying no. Then you can support them by voting no with veto or veto. And in this case, I'm going to click yes and confirm. So that this is no, and there's a smooth no, and then no with veto is like a hard no. And I'm going to vote on Keplr. It's opening my wallet. It asks me to vote. And on Keplr, you can clearly see that what you're being asking to do is vote. So there's no confusion. It's not asking you to do any kind of transaction. So I already voted. And if for some reason this voting will airdrop, then I'm already getting that airdrop. I'm already getting qualified also. So 1 for staking, 2 for choosing the appropriate validator, and 3 for voting. So the more of these transactions I do, the more I get qualified for different airdrops. So as you can see, guys, this is a little bit different of an animal of the other airdrops that we have been discussing, but it's quite easy, guys, because once you stake, once you pick that validator, you just leave it there. You come back here from time to time and vote, and that's basically it, guys. It's quite easy. Now, one more thing I want to say about voting, guys, and you need to be careful because anyone can submit something to vote on, and sometimes there are scams. So how do you identify them? Normally, when you click on one of these voting things, you will find links, and it will kind of tease you to click on those links to get more, to get an airdrop or to get more done of what you were trying to vote for. And that is a sign of a scam. So never click on here. Unfortunately, Keplr will tell you this is fishy, so don't click on this. So guys, make sure if you're voting, it's tempting to click on those, depending on, I mean, if they're good copywriters, they will entice you to click on those. So don't click, guys. Now, this is the last thing I want to tell you about this. There are different places where you can stake your tokens, not only validators. And this is kind of recent. For that, we're going to go here to explore. And I'm going to talk about 2 different places that you can stake and earn more of an airdrop. And right now, Milky Way and Stride, Stride should be somewhere here. They're both providing their own airdrop. So let's go to Milky Way. And Milky Way, they are a place where you can stake your TIA, and you can click on stake now. And by clicking here, you can stake some TIA. As you can see, I have taken, I don't know where, let's see. Okay, so it tells me I have 0 milk TIA. So let me explain how this works. You stake with them, and by staking TIA or Celestia, then in exchange you will get milk TIA. Now, if you restake milk TIA, then you will also qualify for other airdrops. And there's like a chain or a snowball of airdrops that starts getting bigger and bigger once you start doing this. But you need to keep track of things, because there's 2 things you need to take into account. If you stake with Milky Way, there is a possibility you will not be qualifying for the other airdrops. So if you stake directly with a validator, you will qualify for a ton of airdrops. But if you stake directly with TIA, although they say they are trying to get in touch with all those other chains airdropping, they do not promise you will be getting those airdrops. So you need to kind of choose, are you going to be staking with TIA or Milky Way or Stride, or do you want to go the traditional route and choose a validator? Now, I have staken most of my TIA through a validator because that will qualify me for more of those airdrops. But Milky Way, they are dropping. I don't know that there is a specific number of points you need to get in order to get their airdrop. As you can see, I have 95 points. And how do I get those 95 points? Depending on how many days to hold milk TIA. And of course, if you stake those milk TIA in other protocols, then you get more points. So that's basically how it works with milk TIA. I'm on a low global rank because I'm not mainly focused on Milky Way. The same thing goes for Stride. I'm not going to show you Stride right now, but it's the same dynamic. And where can you restake those milk TIA? There are a number of places. Most of the vaults are already filled up. And I'm going to quickly show you one because I don't want to make this entirely long. So there are a number of places where you can stake or restake your milk TIA. Demex is one of them. This was the one that had some availability in their vault. As you can see, I have no milk TIA right now, but you can check if there's availability to stake. I have a 1.9 milk TIA over here, which is about 1.9 TIA. This is a place where you can restake and you can get some points with them and potentially qualify. So you could qualify for Milky Way and Demex, or you can also use Mars Protocol. And I like Mars Protocol better. The interface is a lot more clean, but their vaults were filled, so there was no way to participate with them. Finally, guys, the last thing I want to talk about is Dymension. So again, if you participated in the Solana ecosystem, you already qualify for Dymension. So some Cosmos chains will airdrop to people who have used other chains. So in the case of Dymension, they airdrop to Solana users, they airdrop to Ethereum users, and of course to Cosmos users. So I got some tokens out of Solana and out of Cosmos activity. And as you can see, I have chosen Imperator, which again doesn't mean is the best validator. But if you got your Dymension tokens on an Ethereum wallet, you come to this place and you stake them or unstake them as you wish. And there is some governance that can take place here. You vote here. Like so, you can increase, right now you can increase the validator amount and click on vote. And I can say yes and confirm. It's going to cost me this amount of DIM. I don't know if I have that in my wallet. It's going to open my MetaMask wallet because I have them on MetaMask and I'm going to sign. So this is not a gas voting. it is assigning. So this is cool because this is on the Ethereum mainnet. So I just voted yes, and I'm being active. So again, you want to vote if you are staking in the Cosmos ecosystem. So guys, I hope this was a simple to understand video. You can always, I'm going to create those chapters that you always see in my videos. And you can always come back and skip back and forth if you need to refresh something. I know it was a ton of information, but I didn't want to create 10 different videos so you could understand. Because if I create one single video and all the information is handy there, you can always start staking and getting some nice airdrops in Cosmos. Oh guys, before we end, I promised I would show you how to claim from Bostrom. So let's go there, guys. So I'm going to leave the link in the description of this video. And this particular chain, it's kind of mysterious and not so easy to use, but that's why I wanted to show you, because if you have been doing some activity in or staking in the Cosmos chain, you already are able to claim on the Bostrom chain. So first thing you need to get citizenship. And I mean, this is weird, guys, but this is how it is. So let's go ahead and click on citizenship, and you click here, and you're going to be allowed to create a robot. A robot is basically connecting your chain to Bostrom. Once you have that, then you go here and click on, let's see, it was, okay, so citizenship, you get this, and then you go to gift. And if you have not gotten your citizenship, you click on get citizenship, and basically you click on start. You choose your username. So imagine this was a video game. I mean, if you want to see it that way, it's smoother of an experience. So it told me to choose a nickname, and that's all it allows me to do. And we'll click I like it, and I need to upload an avatar. So let's do that now. I had this GIF handy, so I use this, and I click on upload, and it's checking my Bostrom address. It's going to activate an address. So you're getting an address as with other Cosmos chain. So instead of just regular numbers, it uses different colors and bars. It's quirky, but that is how it is. Now I need to sign the code. So I'm going to click on sign code. It's going to open my Keplr wallet. And it's going to ask me to prove account ownership. So make sure that's what you read, and then click on approve. You're not doing any transactions, just approving your ownership of your account. Now what's next is getting your passport. So I'm going to click on passport. Okay, guys, they have changed their policies. Previously, you just could register, and then that would be it. You would be getting the airdrop. Now, apparently, they're asking you to buy 8 symbols or 8, whatever this green thing is. And I'm not going to be doing that now. So if you want to do that, you can bridge. So you click here, you can bridge, and it's going to be offering you different ways to do so. But right now, it will not allow me to continue. So for the time being, if you want to do that, you can do it on your own. I'm not going to be making this video unnecessarily long. So I hope this was useful, guys. Again, I'm going to leave the chapters in the description of this video, along with links that you might need to start qualifying for this airdrops. As a summary, all you need to do is stake. Once you have your staking, you're already qualifying, but you can also choose the validators that will also do an extra airdrop. So that's it for now. I hope you liked this video. Go ahead and click on the like this video if you liked it, or if you found it useful or even entertaining, and subscribe to Startup Central if you want to keep receiving more information about how to qualify for airdrops, how to make money in crypto in general, and of course finding those amazing crypto gems from time to time. So I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye now.